DZON. Hashtag pay-per-view is alive. You know what I mean? Before we get into that, don't forget to like, subscribe, don't forget to share the videos. Man, so Eddie Hearn comes out, and basically what he's saying is that there's certain fights that now they're not going to be able to do unless they put it on pay-per-view, which is a complete 360-degree turn, because DZON's entire model, you know what I'm saying, has been pay-per-view's dead. It's over for pay-per-view. From this point forward, we're going to shut it down. We're not only going to shut down pay-per-view, we're going to shut down all other networks when it comes to boxing. Showtime is out of here. HBO's out of here. ESPN's going to be out of here. PBC's going to be done. Top Rank's going to be done. It's a takeover. We're shutting everything. We're shutting everybody down and complete taking over the game. And as we all know, that hasn't happened. You know, that train of thought hasn't worked. They spend an exuberant amount of money, a substantial amount of money. You take Canelo's contract, that was what, $300-something million. Gennady Golovkin's getting $100-something million. And then the funds they paid just for the last couple fights, like how much you had to pay a Jacobs, Kovalev, paying a Mikey Garcia for his last fight. Just all those fights. Take all that in there, and pretty much the deal that they had with they set up with Golden Boy. Just those alone, not even what they set up with Eddie Hearn, not even the money that they put up with Eddie Hearn. You're already over what the PBC deal was. PBC had got money together to start, obviously, Premier Boxing Champions, and they got their investment was what, $500 million, and they were able to utilize that $500 million over, like, what, they were able to do like 15-20 fights a year. They were able, big fights too. They were able to utilize not even all those funds over years and put themselves into a position where they eventually ended up getting deals like Fox now, where the networks are paying them in order to put on fights. And they were able to do that within a couple of years. You know, and one of the major things they were doing was, number one, they were putting their product into places that was accessible. They were spending money. They were buying time slots. There were fights where they spent like $20 million for the time slots. I think when what's his name fought, when Earl Spence fought, I think they spent like 20 M's for that time slot. They spent a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they were able to put boxers' faces in front of the masses, consistently getting over 1 million views. Even on channels like Bounce, they were getting 1 million views. They were getting a substantial amount of views, and they were able to show that, hey, we can get viewership when it comes to the product that we have. And then it put them into a space where they could say, nah, we want to get paid if you want us, to be on your channel. And Showtime was already paying them, because Showtime, obviously, they've already always paid, but they also knew the product that they were going to get and what it does for their channel. So they were willing to do that, and they put that money up. Spike was also paying, and they wanted a new deal. Spike wasn't willing to give them the amount of money that they wanted. ESPN wouldn't let them have the control that they wanted. But then Fox ended up giving them the deal that they wanted. You know, it kind of worked out great for them when UFC left Fox and went to ESPN, and they were able to build that into the product that they have now. You know, a product where everybody else from all these other networks consistently keep talking about them. You know, think about it. You know, even people like Figueroa, Jesucito Lopez, Ugas. You know what I'm saying? These are like Lipionets. These are like the B-level fighters, the B and the C-level fighters. And you know who they are when it comes to PBC. You don't know who they are when it comes to the other fighters. Who do you know from the B-level fighters on Golden Boy? What B-level fighters do you know? Count the amount of fighters you actually know that on Top Rank and on Golden Boy. Count how many you know without having to look it up. And then go see how many you can spit out when it comes to PBC. They put out a product that people liked, and they got the views for it. And because of that, they were able to do it in a way where they became prosperous. And they still, and then when it comes to DZON, they threw a lot of money at things, but they didn't throw a lot of money when it pertained to a product that people really wanted to see like that people would invest in. You're talking about them utilizing an HBO model that we already saw doesn't work. using a UK guy who doesn't understand the US market to push it, and then giving his product and just throwing money at it and thinking that throwing money at it is gonna do something for it. Like I've said before, it's like taking a pile of crap, poop, little thing of poop. Then you put cake around it, nice little cake around it. You put icing on it. You put the sprinkles on it. You make it look all real pretty. Put all this stuff around it, but at the end of the day, it's still poop. You cut it, you bite into it, it's still gonna smell like poop. You taste it, it's still gonna taste like poop. People are not gonna want it. They don't care about how pretty it is. You know? And that's what they try to do. They try to beautify manure and sell it to people. And it just wasn't buying. It just wasn't buying. And so now what they're trying to do is they're trying to do pay cuts, massive pay cuts when it comes to a lot of the fighters. Massive pay cuts. You know, you see they're having an issue setting up fights now because of how substantially they've tried to drop, you know, the finances that they've made. And the thing with that is that the whole purpose of people going to DZON was the fact that, hey, I'm going to get paid more money here than I'm going to get paid over there. So it doesn't matter that I don't have viewership. It doesn't matter that I'm not getting good promotion. It doesn't matter that the gates aren't good because I'm getting paid. You think Mikey Garcia cares about the fact that when he went to that fought at the practice facility for the Dallas Cowboys, that pretty much no one showed up except his family and his cousins and a few of his friends? He doesn't care. He made $7 million. He made $7 million. Yeah, Earl Spence had substantially more people when he fought there against Ugas. Absolutely. And he made good money. But hey, he's like, I made 7 M's though. I'm cool. He doesn't care. And that's the whole purpose of people going to DZON. The fact that, you know, so if you all of a sudden now change things up, where now it's like, oh, no, and we're going to pay you what the other guys are paying, or we're going to pay you less than what the other guys are paying you. That's not going to work. Then what's the point of them being on a channel that's closed, that, you know, that people don't really watch, where you're not going to get viewership, you're not going to grow as a fighter? What's the point of doing it? There's no point. You might as well go to a Top Rank or to an ESPN. You might as well fight on PBC, on a Fox, where people are going to see you and you can actually grow your brand, because now that's what you have to do in order to make substantially more money. They're going to pay you the same as those places, or even now trying to pay them even less. Trying to pay them even less now. It becomes a problem. You know, so now all the big fights they want to do it on pay-per-view. And it's not going to work out for them. Because the reality is most of the people right now that watch certain fights, yeah, they'll pay. They already don't want to, you know, go through the whole thing of going through the DZON thing and everything like that. But yeah, they'll do it. Your thing was only $20 and you're still only getting a certain amount of people watching it. Because a lot of people would buy fights when there was certain fights they wanted. They would get DZON for that month. And then they would cancel it. And you were still having issues with getting numbers when it came to those fights. Because pretty much you were set up like a pay-per-view already. People were treating it like a pay-per-view. They were just purchasing it when they had it. They got a product that they wanted. Then they canceled. So now what you're doing is you're jacking up the price. So now you're going from $20, they had to pay $20. Now they got to pay $50, $60. Out of that portion that's been buying it, a portion that's going to get cut too. And even a smaller version amount of people are going to watch it, because you got to give them super fights now. You got to give them the type of fights that they would get for a pay-per-view, let's say on a Showtime or on HBO before, to get big numbers. If you're giving them some regular fights or fights people are not interested in, and you can't promote it, that's the thing too, because you're in a closed network, it's hard for you to promote these fights. You can't promote those fights. Those numbers are actually going to drop. The funds you're going to make is actually still either going to stay the same, or it might actually even drop. You know, because now you're trying to charge people even more money, and it's a product that you still haven't built up yet in this country. But the blueprint's already put out there. But that works. But they're just choosing to stay with this HBO platform, and instead of throwing money at it now they're trying to decrease money, but still use that platform. And it ain't gonna work. But we'll see what they're gonna do, man. For now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.